Gleason with Indie Comics Relay, back with another comic review. Before I get started on that, just an update on the Mighty Mascots Indiegogo campaign. We have just sent issues 4, 5, and 6 to the printer. Alterna Comics is telling me that I should have all the issues back sometime in May. And then immediately we're launching into fulfillment mode. I am going to commit to mailing at least 20 to 30 packages out a week until we get through all 300 and I forget how many orders we have to get through. So we'll be working on that and getting that moving. Also, our good friend Don Chin is back, who did the adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters in the 80s and X-Farce and a couple other things. He has a new campaign called Beardzerker. It's a parody of the Keanu Reeves Berserker that came out from Boom Studios not too long ago and broke all kinds of records on Kickstarter. The reason I'm bringing it up is because I am part of the creative team. I am going to be lettering the book, and it's live on Indiegogo right now. And it's at 30% after 2 days. So Don is killing it out there. So if you like parodies, if you like Keanu Reeves, if you like Berserker, if you like me, consider definitely backing it and checking it out. All right, let's move on to this week's review. The book reviewing this week is called Bottoms Up Hard Liquor. This was sent to us by somebody to review. The gentleman's name is Joe Cabello. He is the writer on this book. And let me see, the art team on this one is there's two artists actually, Laura Mondragon and Kent Esmalla. There's no letterer listed or colorist because the book's in black and white. So yeah, like I said, Joe sent this to me maybe about 3-4 months ago, looking to have it reviewed, and I told him I would. So here we are. For the premise of the book, this is a horror comedy. So let me read to you what Joe sent me. This is sort of the elevator pitch for the book. An alcoholic party girl on the brink of going sober partakes in one last night of drinking with her friends, but a deadly bottle of alcohol may truly make it her last drink. An homage to Street Trash, 1987, and the iconic body horror of the 80s, Bottoms Up Hard Liquor is full of melting bodies, suspense, and a dash of gratuitous nudity. A horror comedy where the killer is ... a bottle of booze. That's kind of funny. It's it's a little more than that. Joe is being kind of funny there with his pitch. My critique of his story is I really liked it. I'm a horror fan going way back, and I'm familiar with Street Trash. I've seen that, and it's similar in vein to that. I don't want to get too much into the story. Kind of reminded me of Gremlins a little bit in the beginning, where someone is kind of going to a store in Chinatown, and they get like the bottle of liquor, and then that's sort of how the thing starts. I really like what Joe was doing with the story. It's very interesting. Like I went online and I saw that he kickstarted this book, and I watched his Kickstarter video where he talks about the inspiration for the story, and he was saying that he's into like inescapable horror. So like for instance, like something like Freddy Krueger, where you can't escape him because everybody has to go to sleep, and he talked about that a little bit. And how he likes body horror, and that he was always fascinated with with Street Trash, and how when we basically drink alcohol, we're drinking poison, and he was like kind of fascinated with like why we do that, and then kind of push it to a new level. And I think that's what I like about it. It's a very original story. It's different. I don't think there's ever really been a comic about this. Maybe there has. I don't know. And that's what I kind of liked about it. It was different, and it was, if you're into horror, I think you would really like this book. My biggest nitpick with the book is probably the artwork. Not that it's bad. It's very manga style, and I kind of, when I read a horror comic, I kind of like seeing realistic artwork, and like when I see something gory, I like to see it all in detail. Maybe I'm just a sick bastard or something, But I, like when I was reading it, it kind of jarred me a little bit because like I wasn't expecting to see manga style art, especially the cover. It doesn't look really like that at all. And the two artists on the book, there's there's one that did the beginning sequence, which is probably about 4 or 5 pages. It's sort of like the establishing of the story, and then the regular artist did the rest of the book. And I kind of wish they swapped it, because I think the beginning artist had a lot more detail to the artwork, and it was a little more grittier, I guess. And the one thing I didn't really like about the main artist was there was a lot of pages where they photoshopped in like cars and like backgrounds, and like when they're the girl is at the house, like everything in the background's kind of photoshopped in, and then the art's kind of laid into there. I kind of wish they didn't do it. It kind of took me out of the book a little bit. Like, I think even if you're going to do something like that, I think if you just traced over, you could lay down the photo and then kind of trace over it. And, I think that would have looked a little better than what they did. And there's like a couple of cutesy things in there, stuff you'd see in manga, I didn't feel like it fit the story Joe was telling. Maybe a little bit with like the party girl, but like the rest of it, the horror elements, I didn't feel like it fit. But I don't know, maybe there's a manga that does show horror like that. I don't know, maybe. As far as recommendations, like I would recommend this if you are a fan of horror. If you had ever seen Street Trash and like that movie, I think you would definitely like this. If you like like body horror, which he mentioned, I think this would definitely be up your alley. Or even if you liked manga art, I mean, if you're just a collector of artwork, I think you would like it for the manga work. But if you're not into that, I don't think you would like this book. It's definitely not for kids either, so keep that in mind. It's definitely a horror book if you couldn't tell. But yeah, so that's my 2 cents on this, on Bottoms Up Hard Liquor. I think down the road, and maybe I'll get number 2 from Joe. I'll go purchase it on his website and check it out, because I did like the story enough to see where it was going. So I guess take that as you will. But all right, everybody. Sorry for the lack of reviews lately. It feels like it's been a month since I put one up, and I think that's because I also started putting up lettering tech tutorial videos as well. So I think what I'm going to do is start, alternating. Put up a review and then put up another lettering video, stuff like that, to kind of just keep it interesting on the channel. I think people, there's not enough lettering videos out there where people really get into how they do it and how they create lettering and things like that. So I just kind of sharing what I do when I letter a book. So yeah, check that out. We'll be back next Wednesday, 9 p.m. for our normal live show. I forget who we have as a creator this week, but me and Johnny we've been doing double duty lately. A lot of Kickstarters and Indiegogos out there. So we've been doing, 1 or 2 a week now. So eventually we'll get back to our every other week schedule. But right now it just seems like there's a million things going on. So it's fine with us. We just keep it going. So, all right, everybody, that's it for this week. thank you for supporting the channel. We're almost up to 500 subscribers. So if you know anyone that likes comic reviews or indie comics, please recommend the channel. We're trying to get up to 1,000 subs so that we can start monetizing and, make the show better and better. So, all right, everybody, thanks a lot and have a great week.